Many here in Oklahoma and really across the country are mourning the loss of a man who brought some much needed joy to many. As we've reported, Kenny Blair, better known as Santa Blair, sadly passed away on Saturday. Santa Blair giving children a chance to see a Santa that represented them. And to help us remember Santa Blair's legacy is another one of Santa's trusted helpers, Santa George Smithers. Santa Smithers, really appreciate you joining us this afternoon.
Thank you very so much for having us.
Let me just ask you, how are you doing knowing that your friend Santa Blair has passed away?
It has really shook our community. We have a monthly meeting, and Santa Blair had missed the last two. And I was going to actually text him and ask him to be on the call this past Saturday, and time just got away from me. And then when I got up on Sunday morning and saw the news that he had transitioned, it was shocking, and it was heartbreaking. It just shook the Santa world and took it by surprise. We just never expected to hear anything like that.
Well, my condolences for your loss, and I think many people are feeling what you're feeling. Can you help explain to the audience the cultural significance of the work that Santa Blair and other Santas like yourself do for the community?
Well, with Santa Blair, I will tell you he was very intentional about his presentation of Santa. He also was a giant among those of us who knew him. Um, he was a trailblazer. He was also very in tune with issues and social issues of the day, which was reflected in some of the suits that he would don and wear to help us to be aware that there are still issues outside of the Christmas season that we as Santas should be involved in and should be concerned about. So his work stretched far beyond the Christmas season. It went into 365 days a year, and he was a magnificent Santa. He was a magnificent person, a magnificent man. He was excellent in everything that he did. A lot of our members that are part of the Santa of Color Coalition actually had him as their mentor and would reach out to him for advice and direction. So he's going to truly be missed, not only there in Oklahoma City, but across the nation.
And as you're sharing memories of him, we're taking a look at some video of a couple of the stories that we've covered with him, and you can just see all the smiling faces from the kids and the parents alike. He's going to be truly missed in this community. You had mentioned the Santas of Color Coalition. You are the vice president of that group. Can you just tell us exactly what that group is and how did it start?
Okay, it started based off the fact that as Santas of Color became in higher demand and folks were looking for folks to have that representation, there were several of us that had been doing it for years. I myself, I've been in it for about 30 years. And there were several other Santas who came together and said, hey, we see that the demand is high and folks are just putting on the suit. And we were concerned that, they weren't trained. They didn't have the proper insurance. They didn't understand the business of Santa. And we didn't want folks just to go out there, start doing it, get themselves in a bind, get themselves in a pinch. So I reached out to Santa Blair, and we started talking, and we just kind of hit it off the very first time that we talked. So we would call each other frequently and talk. He would attend Zoom calls and Zoom trainings as we tried to sharpen each other's skills and learn more about the business side of being Santa. And again, his knowledge, his professionalism, his excellence is going to truly, truly be missed.
Absolutely, and he was so much more than just Santa Blair. He was a mentor, a teacher, and a coach, as you mentioned. As we wrap up, if you could just briefly send a message to the children and families who are obviously sad about his passing.
Not only to the children, but also to his family, the Santas of Color Coalition send to you our heartfelt condolences and sympathies on the loss of this great, great giant. And again, know that the work that he has done was not in vain. That his spirit, his kindness, his love, his intentionality will continue, and the memories that you have shared with him and that we have shared with him will live long after we have left this place. So we want to send those condolences to his family and to all of you that have known him and had came to know him in such a intimate and personal way.
Santa George Smithers, again, appreciate you joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.